Welcome to week 2 of NFL Game Picks. We have Joey here joining the show, and he's part of the league, so he will be included when it comes to talking about standings and so on and so forth. So, welcome to your first official show. You've been behind the scenes for the most part.
Yep.
Oh, you want to do the,
yeah,
we'll do the Trinity?
1, 2, 3, break.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was nice and smooth. It wasn't like
Yeah.
we've done it before or anything,
know.
you know?
It was like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Just like Packers losing to the Vikings this
no.
week. What
that
was that,
meant to
Joey?
be?
Let's get into that real quick before we get to your team.
Right when I saw that Bakhtiari and Jenkins were out, I was going to switch my pick to the Vikings. I had
That's
a
tough,
gut
yeah.
feeling that the Vikings were going to take this one.
Really?
But I didn't think it would be in that fashion. It was kind of like seeing your dog get run over and then like backed up and keep gunning it over with Justin Jefferson continuously scoring. It was horrible.
At one point in the game,
sad.
he had like more offensive yards than all of you guys, right?
Yeah, 100%. And then they kept showing the graphic about Devontae Adams and then all of our receivers. It was a tough week.
And that's like a big talking point about your team this season. Like literally, like the whole talk of the offseason is Aaron Rodgers,
right?
all these young wide receivers, including Randall Cobb, which is not young. He's a veteran in the room. But like he's not going to be the guy that's going to be the number one dog for you guys.
Exactly.
It's most likely going to be Lazard, and if not, Christian Watson, Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, he dropped that
one of those.
75-yard bomb.
Yeah.
It was freaking pathetic.
But he was open.
Yeah, he was wide open, but he dropped it, dude. We don't need a Jalen Reagor.
You have to be a good wide receiver to get open in this league, especially against a good defensive back. Just saying.
All I know is
he'll catch it 9 times out of 10, bro.
All I know is the Pack didn't show up to play yet again week 1. You were at the game last year, week 1, where they didn't show up against the Saints. According to Rodgers, he said that this performance was better than last year's because they actually scored a touchdown. Whatever. It was still pathetic. I want to forget about it as soon as possible, and I can't wait to play Minnesota again.
One thing I got to say, and like we'll move on from this, but like literally I feel like the Vikings is you guys' kryptonite, especially early on in the season. He gets hurt. Remember when he broke his collarbone against you guys?
Yeah.
And like I feel like you guys lose to the Vikings early on in the season, especially in Minnesota.
100% that does happen. Like when Minnesota opened up their new stadium, we lost to them right out of the gate. That was their first win in their new stadium.
It's a new stadium.
Like it's just that kind of thing. Divisional game, week 1.
It's tough.
Pack wasn't ready. They didn't play any starters in preseason. It was pathetic to watch.
Christopher, bear down, baby.
I mean, yeah, it's tough to especially lose to Minnesota because it might come down to the final weeks.
It's going. That's going to define the whole season. I think like week 13 or something.
That's late down the road.
It might even be like the 16th week.
Yeah.
Anyways,
like
who
it's gonna be
cares?
important.
To the Bears.
Bear down.
Bear down. We
The
won.
Bears.
We won, and I was the only one that took the Bears. So you guys can all.
Can you blame us?
No one expected a monsoon. To be fair, like no one expected it to be wet and wild over there.
Hey, there was a monsoon. We have a young defense. I think it was good for our young defense because they looked pretty good overall. And it's a good win against a probably playoff team, and we probably aren't a playoff team. So it's a good experience. We'll see how they do this week, but Justin Fields, I'm still not sold. That's all I have to say after week 1.
Well, I gotta say, just like be fair to him. I mean, it was hard conditions to play in, and you guys were the only team last week that had like the worst conditions to play in. So like,
yeah,
it's not like this other team played in like that bad type of weather, So if you put in that perspective, I think you guys went out with a win, and that's the most important part,
It was a fun win.
It was cool, like seeing all the pictures, the slip and
pictures
slide.
came out cool.
Even as a Packers fan, got to admit that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
The slide after the knee was insane.
Really cool.
I loved it.
Dude, he flew.
Yeah,
not for nothing, but he flew, dude.
Dude slid. I was a little upset though that like the offensive lineman number 70 got in his way at the end because like that would have been like the sickest
There's
video
a bunch
for him.
Of good pictures and videos, man.
Shout out to the photographers at Soldier Field that day.
Yeah,
Seriously.
the real ones they held out, bro.
I mean, they probably got baggies all over their cameras, 100%, dude. And just like
it's a mess.
I mean,
their shoes are wet. Like, I mean, we've worked a few rainy games before, and it's just horrible.
It was the opposite here in Miami.
Speaking of, we have the Miami Dolphins who
won
week 1 against the Patriots. Hey, let's go, baby. We got the dub.
Mr. 305 over here. I like it.
Hey,
baby.
It was so hot though.
It was. Oh my God! I sweated through my shirt before we even got in the stadium, bro.
It was really awesome.
Yeah.
lot of fun.
But aside from that, I mean, it was really awesome seeing like this offense finally at work because like, you can only see so much in the preseason, right?
And there's so much anticipation throughout the preseason.
We're
just
Chris,
like, let's just go to work already. Like,
ask Chris. The entire week leading up to it, I was just like, bro, I'm shaking because I'm just so hyped to see what this team's all about.
I've never seen Austin like I've seen him at the Miami game, and it's an Austin that like I didn't know was in him, honestly.
That's
like,
awesome.
I've never seen a team.
Now, that's awesome, though.
You saying I don't got that dog in me, bro?
Well, like, dude, imagine waiting for, the Dolphins to finally get good, you know?
I've never seen a team.
No offense.
I've never seen a team affect somebody's mood as much as the Dolphins affect
should come over to my house on a Packers Sunday, bro.
No, I'd rather not.
Hey,
kidding.
you have
I
against
have.
the Bears, and we made you chug in a cheesehead.
Yeah.
And Jack. And he put
Jack
his hand in the candle. Like, things
Shout
got
out to
weird.
Jack.
Yeah, things got weird.
I love Jack.
Anyways, it was good to see a win. You know, it's week 1, divisional game, so it's really important, like you were saying. Like, it sucks for you guys to lose that game because it sets you back even more than what people think.
The whole season we're gonna be fighting from behind.
Yeah, so literally that's why it's good for the Dolphins to get that win. Real quick, let's go over the standings after week 1. So
I believe everyone's 9-7, but you.
Yeah, me and then my cousin Matt. So we'll run through it real quick.
Shout out to Matt.
Matty Ice.
All
right, so myself and DJ went 10-6. Then we have Chris, Eddie, Joey, Mark, and Steve with 9-7, and then we have Matt in third place with 8-8. Matt, come on, bro, get it together.
Come on, Matt.
Nah, it's a 2-game split between everyone from the top to the bottom. So I mean, it's week 1, but you'll see throughout the year that it will just spread out and like not be good for some people.
Hey, it's only week 1. Like, Matt could very well win it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like two games right now is not gonna make the difference.
No.
If it's down the line, he's like behind 10 games, then he's.
If being a Packers fan has taught me anything, week 1 does not count.
The only thing that this tells me is there were a lot of upsets because nobody did much better than anybody, and nobody really did like outstanding. Like 10-6 isn't great for all of us, honestly.
On top of that, it's just like everyone relatively picked similar. There was some games that people flip-flopped on, but aside from that, everyone.
There was a lot of upsets in week 1.
Yeah, I was.
Especially the Giants. Like, shout out to New York Giants for real, winning on 9/11. Shout out to them. I thought that was really cool.
The Jets couldn't do their part.
Yeah, the Jets suck, but you know, I'm sorry, but my grandpa's a big time Giants fan, so shout out to the Giants for actually pulling through.
For sure. All right, let's get into the first game. You guys know what the first game is. You ready for it?
LA Chargers, KC Chiefs.
Yep. Yeah, we got the Los Angeles Chargers versus Kansas City Chiefs. This is the first Thursday night football game that is going to be on Prime. So if you don't have Prime and you're trying to watch it, figure it out. Figure it out. It's not going to be easy. I mean, this has been the talk about the whole switch over from Fox or NFL Network to now Prime, which people are going to have to download a separate app instead of this, watching it on their cable plan and stuff like that.
Bars are screwed.
Yeah, that's another thing, which not going to be good for them. But aside from that, you guys saw the marketing of the Prime Ball? I know Chris did.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, at first, I was stumped. I thought that it would change the whole entire game.
Dude, I thought it was legit at first.
I thought it was 100%
what is?
legit.
When I looked into it, I'm like, bro, no shot they're playing with this.
And then I was thinking, I'm like, this is gonna affect my fantasy. This is gonna affect my fantasy team. No players are playing on Thursday. I have a close buddy of mine that actually went on a rant in a bar, and his girlfriend had to pull him out. His fiance, sorry about that. Had to pull him out of the bar. Had to calm him down or something like that. Nah, it's my dog, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that actually affects people. Like, if you're thinking, like, dude, you see... I mean, imagine you're a Patriots fan, and you see this whole thing that they're changing the ball. Dude, Tom Brady got suspended for all that crap.
Oh, the Deflategate.
You can't change the ball. I'm glad that it was phony. Thursday night, Prime Video. I'm excited. Good matchup.
All right, Joey, take it away.
Phony.
You're a phony. Big fat phony.
Well, you know who's not a phony is Patrick Mahomes, because he went off last week without Tyreek Hill.
5 tutties.
5 tutties.
He could have easily had 6, even 7 if he wanted to. It would have been insane.
It was a good outing for the Chiefs, and man, they made their opponent look really bad. We'll get into them later on in the show. But yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, you're rocking with the Chiefs.
Chargers got a lot of hype around them. That defense is crazy. I mean, my boy Devontae. I mean, not really my boy anymore, but we're tight. We're tight. You know, you can't really forget that. Rock Asante Samuel. You know.
Wait, is your boy Valdez Scanlon?
Yeah, MVS is. He's
part of the squad.
He's in this game. He was here.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
MVS isn't Devontae. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
Is Jordy Nelson? I don't
but that's
know.
a whole
We're not here to talk about Jordy or Greg Jennings or whoever.
Franks?
All right. Enough of that.
You know
boys.
what?
Joey made
I'm saying Chiefs. I didn't think about MVS, but shout out to MVS. Get a tud for me. Shout out to Packer Nation.
Going?
Well, I was going to move along, but you know what you want. You go with the crowd.
No. Because imagine this.
I'm listening.
Imagine. Having to block Joey Bosa and
Khalil Mack. Mack attack, baby.
Khalil Mack?
I mean, it was pretty close against the Raiders.
Gee,
he got 3 sacks against the Raiders.
That's
Hold
on.
I
know.
Hold on.
But still.
Imagine this. So I'm rocking with the Chargers.
You're rocking with your fam.
I'm rocking with the Chargers.
All right.
And you know what? You got to separate yourself. A lot of people took the Chiefs, so I hope they win.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, real quick, since we've been doing a lot of more betting talk this season, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. Spread is -4, so as long as they win by 4, you're good, you know. And then the money line is favoring the Chiefs with -210. Over/under set at 54. So those are some of your betting odds. But you guys can catch them all right under here.
54 is pretty good. I think I would take the over there. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
But it's divisional, man.
-4.
Divisional games are tough.
I don't care.
I think it comes down. I think it's a 3-score game.
No.
I think it's a 3-score game.
You think they win by 3 scores?
Yeah.
I'll bet both of you guys right now.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well, no, not by 3 scores. Sorry, 3-point game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm stupid for that.
So you want to? So you rather take the Chargers +4?
Yeah.
If you
that's
were
what
a
I'm
betting
saying.
man. Yeah.
Okay. If I was a betting man, but we don't bet here. We just tell you about it.
No, we are betting here.
Okay.
We're betting on ourselves.
Well, we're making our picks based on the bet. So
No,
are you changing your pick?
No.
I'm
No,
not.
he's saying take Chargers +4 is what
I'm
he's
saying.
saying.
If you want to bet, like, if that's what it is, Chargers +4.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
that all day.
Kansas City wins.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So. By the way, we are recording this on Wednesday night, so these are the lines as of Wednesday night.
Yep.
So take that with a grain of salt at the moment. I unfortunately am going to go with the Chiefs. I think Chiefs' first home game, they didn't make it to the Super Bowl. They got a lot more to prove, especially, huh?
-4?
Don't worry about the odds right now. I'm talking about just pick itself. I think the Chiefs got a lot to prove, especially with Mahomes, and they move off of Tyreek Hill, and they're like, Kelsey's going to get the ball, and, Hilaire's going to be, a little bit more focal point. But they reloaded with Juju, Valdez-Scantling, and this rookie Sky Moore, who right now did not do crazy first game, but he's going to be a big part of their offense moving on.
And Clyde Edwards-Helaire actually showed up for once.
Yeah, 2 tuds and freaking just popped off running, too.
Pacheco, too.
Yeah, I was about to say Isaiah Pacheco's pretty good, too.
Pacheco is going to be a guy who's going to come along very well for them.
And they added a left tackle, which is a big deal. Just to bring
Orlando
up.
Brown?
Yeah.
Orlando Brown.
Yes, sir.
Orlando Brown.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the first game of the Sunday slate. We have the Carolina Panthers versus the New York Giants. Panthers failed to beat the Cleveland Browns without Deshaun Watson there.
My boy Baker.
And the Giants, we alluded to this earlier, but the Giants had probably one of the biggest upset wins because last week, me and Chris, no doubter, go with the Titans, and then
I went with the Titans too.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I mean, if you look at it on paper, Titans should be the better team.
Exactly.
And it was relatively close.
They should be moving that ball with Robert Woods. Derrick Henry should have been more involved.
Do you think Robert Woods is 100%? I don't think he's 100% yet.
Either way, dude. I mean, he shouldn't have just he shouldn't have just had that it was a flat tire. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I don't care. You're Robert Woods. Have a good game.
Exactly.
It's the Giants, for God's sake. So no disrespect. One of
our prop bets from last week was Derrick Henry over 98 and a half rushing yards, which I thought it was stupid not to take because it was plus money.
It's close.
And he was pretty close. He got to 84. There we go.
84.
And you know who had the better rushing game, and you were talking about it, Saquon Barkley.
I don't.
Dude.
Okay, and then
That's
and then
the third one. We'll
What?
talk about that later. This is the third one. Go ahead.
What?
Because
Let me go.
All right, dude.
Because the thing is, the same thing I said last week. I think this is gonna be a rush off. I thought it was Derrick Henry versus Saquon, and I did not think that Saquon would literally
Go
double.
for 100 plus, bro.
He almost doubled Derrick Henry's. Derrick Henry
That's
had like
insane.
84, and
is
Saquon
wild.
had like 162 or something like that, I think. And I took Saquon in a lot of my leagues.
I did not.
I'm not giving you any fantasy advice, but
Saquon's
I thought
a good
he would,
late pick.
I wish I
this
did.
season.
I really wish I did. I
But-
wanted to, but I just didn't have the
Anyways,
positioning.
I think it's the same thing this week, and I bet against Saquon last week, and I'm doing it again this week. I'm gonna go with Carolina Panthers.
Joey, who you
Well-
going with? Who you rocking with?
Well, this is really hard for me because on one hand, Baker Mayfield's my dog.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people hate on him. I've always liked the kid. But the Giants, my grandparents' team, my mom's from Jersey.
This is an anti-Baker Mayfield podcast, by the way.
Well, not for
Chris
me.
is
I'm gonna bring.
Chris
I'm
is the
gonna,
anti.
I'm gonna bring the love for Baker, man. I'm gonna bring the love for
Thank
Baker.
you. Dab me up, brother.
I'm gonna bring the love for
Let's go.
Baker. My boy Baker does not deserve as much hate as he gets. But I think I'm going to ride against them. I'm going with the New York Football Giants in this
Okay.
one. I mean, Daniel Jones.
Really?
Daniel Jones,
Wow.
I have no faith in whatsoever. But you know who I really like? Brian Dable, dude. Like, I love that he was chewing him out on the sideline. Like we said, Saquon Barkley's balling out. And what did they say? Young Shep? Is that his nickname? Sterling
Sterling
Shepard?
Shepard, yeah.
Young Shep going to get open. So
He's good.
find
He's
Young
good.
Shep down the sideline.
That's
He'll score. Let's
that's the
go.
one thing that
New
concerns
York
me
Football
about this.
Giants 2-0.
Nice. Okay. Dope. That's the one thing that does concern me about this Giants offense is like Sterling Shepard. Like, if he's not doing good, I don't think the passing game is going to be
Agreed.
doing good.
Because I don't know about Tony.
You lost Evan Ingram, and then like that was the only real two that you could really point to. Kadarius Toney, I think it is.
Yeah.
He's the
Well,
other one.
Kenny Galladay's the one. When
Oh,
he's
yeah.
healthy.
Galladay
When he's
is
healthy.
such a, yeah.
Last
And
year,
he's-
I don't even want to
he's
talk about
healthy.
Galladay because he screwed up my fantasy
But
leagues
Oh,
last
man.
year.
he's the one.
Such a. I picked him up this year too in like some leagues and like, but really late and.
Yeah, I mean, late, it's like, dude, it's Kenny Galladay. He freaking better. But he still has
No,
it.
it's ridiculous. Either way, I'm going to go with the Panthers. I just think, I'm not convinced on this New York Giants team just yet. I know they had a big game last week against the Titans, but when you put things in perspective, it's just like, what have you done for me lately?
100%.
The Giants haven't done much. The Panthers have at least proven, like, hey, we can win out some games. We have a good defense. Like, we're able to, like, win the game aside from, like, depending on these certain players. Like, our team as a whole can get it done. So that's what I see with the Panthers. But
Agreed.
it could easily go either way because the spread's not far apart. Neither are, like, the money lines. Over-under set at 43.5. So it's going to be a tight game, a lot closer than, like, what people think. But I liked what I saw with the Giants offense.
100%.
Wasn't too fascinated with the Panthers offense, but their defense is killer. So if they can pop off, it can be a whole different game.
Yep.
One last topper to what I said.
Hey, top me off,
and
baby.
this is
and
this is
hey,
gonna
yo.
go against my main point, the rush off point.
Mhm.
Last week, Panthers played the Browns. Nick Chubb, McCaffrey, 1-on-1, 33-141. Nick Chubb's favor. McCaffrey has to bounce back. I'm not giving up on him week 1, but if he loses this week 2 battle, oh man, it's a tough 1 and 2 punch, but I might be out.
Yeah, I'm not too crazy about like the whole running back duel, especially since you kind of ruined it for me last week. But I think it's gonna be it's a good matchup. No, nonetheless, like you have two dominant running backs who came out in similar classes, so it's definitely something to look forward to. But let's move on to the next game. We have the Indianapolis Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Chris, I'll let you lead us off because you're the Jags homer here. That's your alternate team. Let's go.
I knew you were gonna do
The
this,
boat.
and I'm not going with the
Shout
Jags.
out to the boat.
Oh no,
I'm not. I think
Out the gates, coming
Indy.
out strong.
I think Indy has a really good defense. I think that I didn't get to watch the Indy game, so I don't really know.
Yeah,
what
we didn't really
happened
get to
much.
watch much of the games last week.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, you guys were at
'cause
the
we
game.
were at
One-
the
yeah,
game,
that's what
so-
happens.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
but I just feel like that defense is awesome. And the Jags are still very, very young. So I'm going with Indy to get their first one here, actually.
If Shaq is back in the lineup 100%, put me in for Colts win because he's probably one of the best linebackers in the league. I'd put him like within the top 3 or 5. Yeah, he got paid and he changed his name. He said,
I was about to say,
like, don't call me Darius anymore. I want to be called Shaq, baby, because I just got that bread, bro. But yeah, no, I mean, you got to go with the Colts. I think they're the better team. They are favored -4, -205 in the money line, over under at 45.5. What do you got, Joey?
I mean, I feel like we're forgetting a huge factor about this game. Like the Jags, not only are they, they're a rival or whatever, but they are the team that knocked them out of the playoffs.
That is true.
Year.
They've been the Colts kryptonite for the last couple of years.
In Jacksonville, this is redemption time for the Colts right here.
Yeah, new quarterback, similar team, like
dude,
and they've been on the precipice of like being really good. It just depends on the quarterback.
Exactly.
And let's be honest, just real quick, a tie with the Texans is a loss.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It does not on paper and not when it comes down to the playoffs.
It's a loss.
It's
a loss.
Mentally, it's like, dude, we should.
The
Texans, for
God's
God's sake.
And it's a divisional game.
Dude.
It's a loss.
Dude, so
Yeah.
tell me
Excellent point, though, my boy.
But anyway.
So tell me, wait, real quick, before I cut you off again, Joey. Tell me how all the AFC South teams left week 1 without a win.
Yeah.
2 of them played each other.
Wild.
Exactly.
That's
Bro,
wild.
come on.
Dude, the Colts.
It's not even the fact that you tied. It's the fact that you tied against a divisional opponent, bro. Like, that is so... Oh, that's so stupid.
The pack time with the Vikings, one time I remember.
I remember that, too.
And it was really annoying.
Was it
It came down to field
It
goals.
was a long time ago.
It came down
it was
to
quite,
like
it
a lot.
might have
felt
been like
recent.
Kurt's first year.
Probably.
It
might have
was
been
a
Kurt's
lot of
first
missed
year.
field goals, remember?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I
Bad
think that's when
weather
they
or
had
something
Blair,
like
right? I
that.
think that's when the Vikings had Blair Walsh.
I remember that, but...
Anyway.
What's your pick this week?
Yeah,
man?
dude,
I'm
I'm going Colts.
No,
Jonathan Taylor's my dog.
Okay.
University of Wisconsin. He's
Okay.
going to run all over Clowntown, and that's going to be it. Shout out to Pat McAfee. Clowntown is going down.
Do you have him on fantasy this year? I know you had him last year.
I
Do you
did
have
not
him
get the
this
number
year?
1 pick because I actually won my league, and we go reverse. Like, we go from back to,
like,
whatever.
Yeah, like if it was a real, like, NFL type draft. Yeah.
So my boy Leon, shout out to Leon. He actually has.
But you did have him last year, though.
I
right?
did, and he was my dog. I actually didn't draft him. I trade raped my friend Hunter, and I acquired him.
Easy on that word, dude.
We're going to have to bleep that out. Don't
Yeah,
worry. We have
yeah.
excellent editors.
It's all good.
You're looking at him. Anyways, yeah, no, I saw this video of the Jaguars leaving the tunnel, and it was like Trevor Lawrence talking to the guys. I felt so uninspired. He's like, hey,
let's play some swag.
Yeah, let's play with some swag.
I've been in that
dude
tunnel
was like
before.
slouching, walking out of town. I'm like, bro, come on, you're the first overall pick. Everyone's saying you're a generational quarterback. Fucking show it, dude.
He does
I'm
not
sick
look
of this
like
guy.
anything.
No. Everyone wants to dog
Hold
Tua
on,
and all these
dude.
other guys.
I agree with you, bro.
No, Lawrence, we got you some weapons. We got rid of your freaking coach, Urban Meyer, who was a locker room plague, right? And
Say
then
that.
now you're not the guy. You're not
100.
looking good. How do you like? It's
No,
sickening.
I agree with you,
It's
bro.
sickening.
No,
Because
no,
the thing about Lawrence is he looks so much like he's just gonna just crap out at any moment.
Yes.
He just doesn't look like he has it. Okay, what do you
Bro.
think about Trevor
Defend the
Lawrence,
boy.
dude? Let
It's
me
hard
hear something
because-
Pick
valid.
him up off the ground that we just slammed him onto, bro.
It's hard. Hold on. It's hard because he's very talented.
Yes.
Trevor Lawrence in college. Very talented.
I didn't-
But
I
I've
didn't-
been
How many people,
I've
like-
been in the tunnel with Trevor side by side. Look,
This
check,
guy.
run the tape. I've been side by side with
Run
him
me up,
and
baby.
Urban Meyer running into the freaking locker room.
The locker room
before.
plague, yes.
And
yes.
he is the least inspiring quarterback I've ever seen.
Trevor?
And I've seen him on the sidelines. I covered the team. I've
looks
been
so
on the
dry.
sideline. He just stands there, man.
Dude's
like,
a freaking pathetic
but
sack of
how-
crap.
how are you
but
gonna
I
lead your
don't
team
know.
like
You
that,
can't
bro?
lead a team like that.
like
and
I hate to even crap on a quarterback like this because
it's
you know
not.
like
This is not an
this is the
anti-Trevor Lawrence
NFL.
podcast. By
I
the
will
way.
make it an anti-Trevor
No,
Lawrence podcast.
don't.
Why would
because
you
we
even do
like-
that, though?
Maddie's
like-
a big Trevor
like,
Lawrence
like,
guy.
I'm
I will shut him down.
I'm all for the
We
future
like
of the
Trevor
NFL, and I
Lawrence.
honestly want to see Trevor turn around Jacksonville.
Oh, he
but
has
I
to.
just don't think that he is it. I don't think
Alright.
that he's a leader or a winner. Like
Dude,
he
if-
just
if
he looks
we're-
like Sam Darnold.
So are we all going Colts here?
Yeah,
Colts
we are going
taking
Colts
this
here.
in convincing
I
fashion.
was about to say, bro, if we're all like this about game 3, just wait
Take
for
it
game
away.
4, baby.
Take
Game
it
4,
away.
my dog. Ooh, tough game. Miami Dolphins go into Baltimore to face the Ravens. And Baltimore is favored. They are the home team, so they get a little bit more extra points their way. But spread set at 3.5. Baltimore favored 195 for money line. Over under set at 44.5. Now, with that being said,
is Steve a Baltimore fan?
Yes, Steve is a Baltimore fan.
Shout out to
I wish
Shout
Steve
out
would have
to
sent us a little video.
Shout out
before,
to
but
Steve.
I didn't get in contact with him. Either way,
He's outside the bank.
hey, I love they call the stadium there. Yeah, no, I'm hyped. I want to see the Dolphins come out of here with a win. Am I really optimistic and like thinking like, hey, like we're gonna come out here with a win? I'm not 100% confident because Baltimore always gives us like a tough matchup. No matter how bad their team may be, they'll always face the Dolphins and like be like, nah, son, we got you covered. But with that being said, I know Lamar is frustrated. He wants to do good, and he loves playing against the Dolphins.
Did you talk to him?
Yeah, that's my dog. I just came from his crib right now, you know.
Oh, that's where you were. I was
But
wondering.
that's why I was late, dude. Don't worry.
I was wondering why it
Hey,
took so long.
I'm right here now, though.
Happy.
Either way, Baltimore Ravens. Dolphins always try to play their best against them. I'm gonna go with the Fins just as a homer pick.
I got you.
But
Fins to the
like,
left,
if the Dolphins
fins
lose to the
the
Ravens,
right.
this guy learned the song in one day, and that's it. It's over. But yeah, I'm optimistic about the Dolphins, and I'm hoping they could get this win. It's gonna be tough though. Baltimore is always a tough opponent for the Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, so the thing is, I like the Dolphins. I really do. Like, I don't know. The thing is, I didn't really like them until this year, until I saw them actually come out.
It was
start
developing
playing
for
around
you last year.
And I love the swag that they play with. Not to be, not to quote Trevor Lawrence.
Hey, let's play with some swag, boys.
I mean, but they
we actually play with some swag.
They really like not to be like that, but they really do play with some swag. I just like what they do. Yeah. I like Mike McDaniel, even though he looks like my boy Chris here.
He does look like Christopher, dude.
And
I tagged him in the post after the Gatorade shower. I'm like, yo, that's
exactly.
Congrats on the big dub, bro.
So we got Mike McDaniel and we got Rowdy Tellez from the Brewers here. I always say you look like my boy Rowdy.
No, I look like Zach Sealy. I was about to say it.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yo, all right.
But anyway,
cut.
Anyway. As much as I love Miami, I gotta go with Lamar and the Ravens.
I respect it.
Just because, I mean, like, honestly, I really expect this to be one of the games that upsets me and that I lose because I just feel like this is one of the games that, like, on paper, yeah, Lamar's supposed to win. Yeah, the connection with the Andrews is supposed to be deadly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he connected with Duvernay on 2 touchdowns last week. They looked unstoppable. But the Dolphins looked unstoppable last week, too. And,
I wouldn't say unstoppable, but yeah, go on.
Well, it's
offense was lackluster.
It's Bill Belichick. I can't forget that. But the thing is, Baltimore is just one of those teams where, like, when you expect them to win, Lamar Jackson specifically, they don't really come through, Like, it's just, like, I feel like Miami will pull away with this, but I'm going to go with Baltimore just because Lamar has to win this game.
I feel you. That is the one reason I'm, like, iffy about this game because it's, like, I feel like both teams are relatively close to each other in terms of competitiveness. And aside from being a Dolphins like homer, I think Baltimore is a good team, like without 100%. A doubt. Yeah. Last year when we beat them, I was honestly shocked because it was just coming off the stretch where we were like 1-7 or almost at that point. And
exactly.
It was just like nah.
Was that a game where Lamar was hurt, or did they have
not
Tyler
hurt, but
Huntley
we just like engaged Tatum like every play and like. If the
so
Dolphins
Lamar
do
was
that
actually
game,
playing in that. I remember that.
Yeah,
wasn't that the Robert Hunt game where he caught
yes.
Yeah, because I remember Sammy Watkins fumbled.
That's why I put that like in one of my videos. I love it. But Chris, we've been sidearming you, so let's go.
I've been over here just listening because I'm glad.
Are we swaying you?
No. I'm glad you guys went first, because I'm honestly undecided. But let me tell you one thing that's very, very interesting about this game.
Tell me, dude.
There's 2 left-handed quarterbacks facing off.
Wow, that's actually really cool.
Lamar's not left-handed. He's right-handed.
I thought he was left.
Gotcha.
Okay. I thought he was
kidding.
Wait,
hold the phone, dude.
Okay. I thought he was left at first.
I was trying to mess you up.
When you said that, I thought that I wish it was going to happen because it would be pretty cool.
Let me tell you another thing that's going to surprise you.
All right, go ahead.
And this is not a joke. And this is
Get to it, bro.
And this is why. Because Joe Flacco, outperformed Lamar Jackson last week.
Okay.
In
Garbage time, bro.
Okay.
Move on. Who you
what do you mean in garbage time? Joe
Bro,
Flacco
you lost 9 to like 30 something. I don't care how
He
good you performed. You
outperformed
lost.
Listen.
You got obliterated. Get out of town.
Listen, I know you're trying to compare an MVP to the most elite quarterback in the NFL right now.
The
but
most elite.
Joe Flacco is not elite.
Let's
just get that
keep it
focus.
moving.
No,
Chris.
he's not
Completely
elite.
Keep it
straight.
moving.
He's
now.
not
Keep it moving.
elite.
Keep it moving.
He's not elite. I'm not sold on Baltimore this year. They have no wide receivers.
I'm
I
not
think
sold
I'm
on
going to
them
go
either.
with Miami. I think they're the hot team, and I'm going to ride.
Good pick, bro.
I'm gonna ride.
I appreciate.
I really want to pick. I really want to pick Miami, but I just feel like Baltimore needs to win this game. But like I said, I feel like Miami wins.
Name
it.
one good offensive player.
You can't. You really can't.
Lamar Jackson. That's it.
Mark
Yeah, I
Andrews.
was going to
Mark
say.
Andrews. Yeah.
But like tight ends don't win freaking
Yeah.
games, dude.
The,
Like
the
I
quarterback
love,
wins
you
it by
know,
throwing
like,
it
come
to
on.
them, you know?
Mark Andrews
But
had
hey, we'll see
5
what
catches.
happens.
I
We'll
get
see what
that.
happens.
I got that. I like spending a little more time on my teams, but we got to keep the show moving.
Yeah.
So let's get into the next game. We have the New England Patriots versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The bird.
I was underwhelmed with what I saw with the Patriots, but I do got to give it to them. They were facing a tough defense. That is one thing I will carry over and over again with this Dolphins team is a tough defense. Is any team that plays them, they know like you're gonna get blitzed a lot from like anywhere. It could be anyone getting at you, and then on top of that, you have guys who, if you put them on other teams, they're not gonna be like a good player, but like they find a way to be good on the Miami Dolphins. So that being said, I'm gonna go with the Steelers. I really liked what I saw with them. They did collapse. They had the lead early on against the Bengals last week, but they almost scoundreled it, and I was about to be really upset because that was like kind of like my upset of the week because a lot of people were like high on the Bengals. They came off the Super Bowl, so on and so forth. But Chris, you go ahead.
Yeah. Steelers looked like trash. The Bengals had
Your
what?
boy Mitch.
What? 4 interceptions and a fumble, 5 turnovers. It's the only reason they lost. No,
They have a good defense, just like the Dolphins. Go ahead.
no. Go with the
Defense
Patriots
wins.
here. Go
Going
with
with
the
the
Patriots
Pats?
here.
Gross.
How many times has
Makes me
Belichick?
sick
Watch
to
out,
my
that's-
How-
bone.
That's
How
a dirty
many
word.
times
We don't
ha-
say gross
Oh,
around
gross?
here.
All right, Mr. Gross, what do you want to say then?
How many times has Belichick lost back-to-back games? That you can remember.
All right.
Come on.
That is true.
Come on.
I don't know why you're asking
And
me.
Trubisky didn't look great.
I don't
And
know
and as a person that's watched a lot of Trubisky games, I'd bet against him.
I don't know why you're asking me because I'm riding with Big Billy and the Patriots right here
All right.
because, like, dude.
Is this how you do and keep it moving?
No, I'm riding with Bill Belichick here, dude. I mean, shout out to the boys, but like, you know, come on now.
Come on now.
It's Bill Belichick for God's sakes.
It's
you
Billy,
know?
Billy.
Billy B. You know, shout out to Bill Burr. You know, he calls him Billy B.
Not a fan. Just
Aw,
kidding. I like
that's a
Bill.
different
Bill Burr's-
subject for
Bill
a different
Burr's the
I
time.
goat.
like
dude.
Bill
But no,
Burr.
New
I was
England
just
and
kidding.
Pittsburgh,
Sorry.
you know, it's one of
I
those
didn't mean it.
undivisional.
Rivalry games.
Yeah,
It's
you know,
weird.
it's like
Yeah.
Packers Cowboys.
Or
I think it's going to be a great game. I'm honestly shocked that it's not at 4:00 because I feel like they should be showcasing it a lot more.
it should be a little bit more shown.
But I feel like it will be a nationally televised game.
I think-
Nonetheless, I think Billy B and the Patriots take the win. I don't know how to feel about Mac Jones. I actually put a bet in that fewer interceptions, Tua or Mac. I put it on put it on Mac because I thought Tua would throw more picks, and that didn't happen. So, but I don't really know how to feel about Mac. He had a great year last year for what he was, but yeah, I'm going with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh doesn't impress me enough.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that was something that like I had mentioned at work the other day. It was like someone asked me like, "How do you think the Dolphins are gonna do before the game?" I'm like, "Tua's probably gonna throw a pick or
Right.
two. You know, like it's gonna happen."
Shocked me.
Luckily, he didn't. And I was expecting Mac Jones to throw an interception at some point, but that interception was crazy. But we'll keep it moving unless Chris
Nice.
wants to add anything. You want anything? Okay. We'll get to the
Just
next
shout
game.
out Mark. That's it.
Yeah, shout out Mark. I'm gonna
Sorry.
keep riding with you, Mark. I'm confident in the Steelers team.
He took to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
He already put his pick in.
Yeah, I'm confident in their defense, and then on top of that, I'm just confident in like their offensive surroundings. The one thing I didn't consider was Najee Harris being injured, so
Well,
I might have to rebuttal it
he
and
might
go with the
play.
Pats last minute.
I thought he was gonna play.
He might play.
He might play. If he doesn't play, I honestly might switch it to the Pats.
Oh, if he doesn't play, I'm gonna
Yeah,
be pissed.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
on about like all of my leagues.
Yeah, so if Najee doesn't play, going backtracking, I'm going with the Patriots. If Najee doesn't play, Otherwise, I'm sticking with the Steelers.
Fair pick.
Keeping it moving, we have the New York Jets versus the Cleveland Browns. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time. The Jets
Easy
stink.
pick.
Yeah, no, Jets suck.
On 3?
Wait.
On three?
Sorry.
On
Wait,
3?
boys, ready?
On 3? On
3,
3?
2, 1.
1.
Browns.
Browns.
The Browns.
The Browns.
Even though that freaking elf is
I'm
scary.
sorry.
Yeah, they're debuting the elf on the 50-yard line. It's
Shout out to my
Gross.
boy Hunter. He's a Jets fan and it looks miserable.
yeah. Shout
No
out
one
to our boy
likes Hunter.
Troy.
You know.
Hunter's-
The Jets
Shout
stink.
out to anybody you know that's actually a Jets fan.
Yeah,
because,
I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you.
like no, not to even be like
Except
that.
for
but,
my
but
ex,
to really
I
be
hope.
like that, it's just like, damn, win.
Things
Yeah.
got dark.
Real fast.
They really did get dark.
keeping it moving. DJ, where you at, my boy? Gotta come on the
And
pod
junction.
soon, dude.
Hey,
This is a good game.
I know.
Yeah. Yes.
Let me start here, man.
Go ahead, dude. Take us.
Take it away.
Take it home.
I was
brother.
gonna try to see if somebody could convince me on this game, but hey, honestly, the three of us, we almost died together at a Buccaneers game.
Dude.
Scratch that. I almost
Hey,
died.
I almost died too. I was jumping off that roof, dude.
Shout out Alberto. Hashtag Big Al.
Shout
Big
out
Al.
to shout out to
So,
Holly wherever
I'm
she is.
rolling with. I'm going with the Saints, and hopefully they bounce back. I mean, they had a decent game one, but they're 1-0. But the defense didn't look great. I have the defense on my fantasy at work, so hopefully they do better. And Tom Brady, who knows what's going on there? You guys,
that situation.
you guys
happened there.
hash it out for the rest.
Joe, you want to go?
Oh
Let
yeah,
me
I'll go.
Lock yourself up, dude.
So, wasn't this past summer, but the other summer ago, I actually went to New Orleans for the first time.
I peeped that on your Snapchat. Yeah.
And I hated that city. I thought it was, fun for like the first and second day you're there. And then,
Was the food good? I know you're a big food guy. So.
Okay, so the thing about New Orleans food is that it's a lot of Cajun, a lot of fried, a lot of seafood and stuff like that. But we live in Florida. You can get a lot of the same cuisine and a lot of the same food here.
Cuisine.
But I went to a lot of good restaurants that did have some good gumbo, some good po' boys, some good etouffee, some good
You think Tom Brady will get like poison gumbo or what?
No, I don't see I think okay, so there's something about Tom Brady and the Buccaneers team playing against New Orleans, and I think that trend continues, especially with Jameis playing the way they are.
They're not
Michael
great.
Thomas is back.
They struggle against the Saints.
Well, I mean the Falcons.
Yeah.
No.
The Saints struggled against
Saints
the
struggled
Falcons.
No, I'm
against the
saying
Falcons.
Tampa struggles against
Against the
the
That's
Saints.
what I'm
Saints.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
since Tom Brady's
Yeah,
been there.
100%.
That's been their
what I'm
kryptonite.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as much as I hated the city of New Orleans after a couple of days,
You
Where
rocking
you
with
going
it?
with?
I'm rocking with them. Yeah, let's go,
Alright.
famous Jameis.
All right.
Ah, dude, are you guys?
I
good?
know
Probably
you.
easy to
Hold
get some
on,
crab
Austin.
legs
I
over
know.
in New
Hold
Orleans,
on.
too.
One thing. Make your pick after this.
Go ahead.
Beignets. In or-
Beignets.
Hold
Dude,
on. In or out?
I'm in there, dude.
You been
So
to New Orleans?
where you going?
Man, I wanted to go with Tampa. I was underwhelmed with what they did on Sunday Night Football against the Cowboys. Do I think they can do better? 100%. They have Brady, they have Evans, they have Godwin, they have Julio Jones, they brought in Kyle Rudolph, and then on top of that they have Leonard Fournette. I mean, the offense should be unstoppable. Their defense is concerning, even though they held the Cowboys to no touchdowns. Cowboys stunk. I'm not gonna say that the defense was good. They stunk. All right. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Cowboys fans. Like
Also-
your team stunk.
Okay, this is officially an anti-Cowboys podcast. So if it's anti
Nah,
anything,
I
it's
rock with the
anti-Cowboys.
Cowboys here and there. I was gonna go with the Buccaneers, man, but aside from like what you guys were saying about them, like I like the Saints team. They got swag.
They got swag.
They got
you
swag.
know?
They got my boy Deuce. Michael Thomas is back. Mr. Slam Boy. Still beef there.
Lattimore.
F him. J-Bo wins. He's back.
Cam Jordan.
AK was
Eating
a
the
no-show,
dubs.
but
Eating
hey,
the dubs, dude.
Hey,
he's
he's
balling.
I'll never forget Alvin Kamara Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
16
Oh,
point
dude, he
fantasy.
won me a
Yeah.
fantasy league.
Yeah.
He won me a fantasy league.
Never forget it.
single-handedly.
Alvin Kamara's forever goated and belongs on a team forever.
Joey.
Wasn't that against the Vikings? I bet that's
Did
why
you-
you love it even more.
Did you know your ankles are like the wrist of like your legs, bro?
Dude, did you know that you're like the stupidest person I've ever met. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what Jameis Winston said in an interview. Did
no
you not
way.
hear that?
I did not know that.
Well, hold on. J-Bo is like the king of interviews. Like he always says like the most outlandish
What
shit.
hurts? Oh, body.
Oh, yeah, everything. Everything hurts.
The
Oh,
wrist
buddy.
of my leg.
Anyways, move on.
Chris,
I did not
us.
see that
You
whole
got us,
thing.
big boy.
That's funny.
One
though.
last thing. I did see.
I moved it on, but you got it.
I did see Rob Gronkowski post on TikTok that he retired again. So I think he might be out for the whole season. Anyways, moving on.
Gronkowski, he's been
You know
he
where
didn't come back.
No, I know, but you never know. He might have.
Alright.
He might have. But
Anyways,
moving on.
Intro us into this game. What's up?
Dan Campbell.
Oh,
You
God.
forgot the Motor City, boy.
First time in 24 games the Detroit Lions have been favored, and I'm slamming that thing home, baby. Even though I'm a Bears fan, I'm rolling with the Lions. First time in 24 weeks. I hope they win.
Hey,
How you doing?
keep her
Keep her
moving.
moving.
Hey, to the right now.
Hey, we're going to keep her moving on to me. As much as it pains me to pick them. Yeah, man.
Campbell.
You know, okay, just one thing before I announce the pick. Dan
Oh,
Campbell.
dude, I put you in already, bro.
Lock
We'll go.
me in all you want, but Dan Campbell,
Strap on
like
your
it's gonna
seatbelts.
come to a point where like Detroit is literally gonna turn on this man, and it's not gonna be pretty. I'm going with the Lions today, but Carson Wentz looks really good. He looks like 2017 Carson Wentz. He looks like 2017.
Threw 4
Carson Wentz.
touchdowns.
Jahan Dotson, by the way,
Oh,
looked like one of the best rookie receivers, if not the best rookie
I had him on
receiver
my
in that
bench. I
draft
was
class.
so upset.
Why
Unless
are you
Christian Watson
yelling?
caught that 75-yard crib to the Baja.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's Detroit
But
today.
he didn't.
Detroit.
Ooh, this one's actually tough for me. I know you guys are saying like Detroit favorite, all that stuff. They are favored. They're -1.5 on the spread, -125 on the
against
money
Philly,
line. Over under set at 48.5. Am I going with them? I don't know, man. You were saying Carson Wentz is back. He did throw 4 touchdowns, but he also did throw 2 interceptions. You know, and that
that's
is something
Wentz.
that exactly that is Wentz. He's careless with the ball at times, and it's just like, did he get the win? Yeah. Who was he playing? The Jaguars.
No
Get your
Chase
swag on.
Young.
Come on, dude.
Exactly.
Huh?
Yeah.
No
Freaking-
Chase Young. Who's playing? Aiden Hutchinson. Best player on the defensive line.
Are you trying to sway me, dude? I think you're swaying me.
What?
just trying to-
Are you picking? You're picking Washington?
No,
I
go,
want to
pick-
go
pick
Washington. I
Washington.
want
Washington.
I want
I feel like
Washington.
it's gonna be a toss up. This is a
Yeah,
toss
no,
up
this
game.
is. I mean, dude, the
This is
spread is
nobody's
at minus. The spread is at -1.5. It's gonna be like Vegas is telling you it's gonna be a close game.
Yeah.
So
So where you going?
man, like it's tough. It's a close game in my mind. Like I just figure it being down to the last possession. Right now, I'll
Luckily-
go with Commanders just to be against you guys and like
Do it, yeah.
separate myself from the
I'd
pack.
like that. Yeah.
Well, luckily, the next one is not going to be a close game. I think
Yeah.
this is another.
I feel like this is another Skipperooski.
one- I want
This is
2,
another
3.
Jets
All right,
treatment.
before that, let's introduce the game. Who wants to take this one up? Huh?
Go
I
ahead,
got
Joe.
you.
Hey,
I
Joey,
got
do
you.
Go
that.
ahead,
I got
Joe. Count us
I got
down,
you.
eh?
All right.
Here we
all right.
go.
Okay, Joe.
So this is the team that's most notorious for blowing a lead like no other. The Atlanta Falcons are traveling to LA to face the defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. And the Rams are easily going to take this. I feel like we all can admit it. I mean, the Falcons, gotta love Mariota, gotta love CPAT. The effort is just there, but, you know, the Rams are going to take this big bounce-back win for the Rams.
So Joey, are you speaking for all of us when you say?
I hope you have Cordell
mean,
Patterson.
I don't wanna-
in
Dude,
Dude,
fantasy.
Cordell Patterson went off.
I hope you have him
I don't
in
want to
fantasy.
speak for anybody, but I could assume that we are all probably going
Hello?
to pick the Rams.
How you doing? Keep it moving.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Rams.
Rams.
Yeah. Dude, I saw this graphic that the Falcons like blew so many games, and it was like literally like over 10 on like this graphic within the span since they lost in that
pathetic.
Super Bowl game. You know, like
Sad.
come on, dude.
You
like,
just feel for them, too, because it's like the Falcons never did anybody wrong.
I saw that graphic.
I mean,
yeah. It's just like
Didn't even
how
read
do you-
it.
I'm not even gonna
Didn't
say
even read it to validate it. Just trusted that it was real
No,
and
it's
just
real.
scrolled on.
It's real. The Bears are on there.
Yeah,
Bear,
just
like
scroll-
Bears came back on
Yeah,
there.
just scroll
I
down.
remember that game,
Yeah.
too.
Just scroll
actually.
down.
Yeah, no.
Didn't even fact
Dude,
check. Just
I feel-
assumed it was correct.
Speaking of scrolling on, let's move on to the
Real
next
quick, I
game.
feel bad. I honestly do feel bad for like the Falcons fan base. Like I would be so pissed off if my team would get up to like a 30-10 lead and then blow it. Often. Like no
Every
lead is
single
secure
time.
with them. So I'll introduce this next game. We got the Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. Seahawks just came off a big game, beating Russell Wilson by the luck that something Nathaniel, whatever his name is. This guy, who is this guy? The head coach for the Broncos. Who is he?
Oh, Nate Hackett. That's my dog. He's an op now, though.
Yeah, wasn't he with the Packers?
Well, like, now that he went for the 64-yard field goal, I'm like, oh, so this is the guy that went for the field goal against the Buccaneers. This is the guy.
This is the guy in the first freaking ear telling him to make this stupid decision. 100%. Huh?
Like, and I also saw an interview with Hackett that they were like, do you feel like you deserve to be a head coach, or do you think you just snuck in here? He's like, oh, snuck in here, 100%. Man's admitted it. He's not hiding. Bro. And then he came out and said, looking back at it, I probably shouldn't have kicked the field goal. I think he's a dumbass.
Talking about the Packers or right now this game?
Dude.
The Broncos.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway,
where are you going in this one?
In this one, I think San Francisco bounces back. I love Geno. I love what they got going on over there. It was an amazing Monday Night Football game to start out the year in Week 1 against those Broncos. But I think San Francisco bounces back after a really bad loss to the Bears in the rain.
Well, you win some, you lose some. I'm rolling with Seattle and the Geno fandom. Hopefully he's the Jeremy Lin of the NFL this year.
Jeremy Lin of
hopefully
the NFL.
I win.
Sanity, Geno sanity, baby.
Geno sanity. Hopefully I win again because all of you guys picked San Fran. Nothing else to say here. It's probably not a good pick, but we'll see how it goes.
No, you got to ride that high. I mean, Seattle did do good given they were playing at home. They were playing against what me and Joey kind of think to be an incompetent head coach. And then on top of that, just, most of them were running high for Russ, so he was probably like, I do not want to go for 4th and 5 here. And, like, think about it this way, too. Like, Russ didn't want to go for 4th and 5 and, like, fail to win the game against Seattle. Like, do you think that could be a possibility, too, aside from, like, Tuckett or whatever his guy's name is?
Hackett.
Hackett. You should have hacked it towards the end zone, 4th and 5, dude.
He should have hacked it all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, dude. Anyways, I'm going to go with San Fran. They are favored, -9. Money line -430. Over under set at 41.5. I think San Fran had an unfortunate event being in Chicago in that monsoon.
Yeah, bad conditions.
I think a lot is riding on Trey Lance for him to be successful. So this is a divisional game. It's important. You got to win this.
I have no faith in Trey Lance, but I'm still gonna ride with the 49ers.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Just am.
Yeah, it's unfortunate Elijah Mitchell
got hurt.
hurt.
Needed this win.
Yeah, it's unfortunate Elijah Mitchell got hurt. They're leading back, but San Fran just pops these running backs out like it's no one's business. So it is what it is. Now we're gonna stay with the NFC West with the Arizona Cardinals going to Las Vegas to face the Raiders. So we got a Western matchup, AFC versus NFC West. Cardinals got slaughtered by Patrick Mahomes. 5 tutties.
Bad.
You hold up 4 at one point, but you should have done the 5. That would have been even better. And then the Raiders unfortunately lost to the Chargers, and it was not a good debut for the pairing of Devontae Adams and Derek Carr.
It was okay. They didn't win, but Devontae
Adams went off. Adams did go off.
Adams did go off. Let me take it back.
Shook Asante Samuel. What's up?
141 yards isn't a good
my bad. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking about.
I said Devontae looked good, but they still lost.
Yeah, and
that's how it's gonna be for him.
What's your pick?
Oh.
What do you think?
Joey,
are you not picking the Raiders? Is that what you're saying?
Dude, I'm picking the Raiders. They got to win at some point, right? They got to win at some point. I mean, Arizona looked like dog food against the freaking Chiefs, and they were just eating it because you want to know why? Because Pat Mahomes got that dog in him.
All right.
He was consuming them like it was nobody's business, and I feel like Devontae is going to shred their defense. Derek Carr, Devontae are going to go off. Expect Josh Jacobs to have a good game, too. Raiders are going to win this game. First win of the year for the Raiders at home.
Nice. Christopher?
I'm also going with the Raiders. Because imagine this.
I'm imagining, dude. You tell me.
Imagine having the block. Joey Bosa. And Khalil Mack. As long as Derek Carr doesn't get sacked 6 times, he's going to beat the Cardinals. I'm going with the Raiders.
Watt ain't there because he's just old and decrepit and not worth a damn.
All right.
But anyway, I love J.J. Watt. He's from my dad's hometown in Wisconsin, but
no one cares.
He should have came to the back. Anyway.
Shout out Chef.
I will go with the Raiders as well, as much as I was dogging them. The reason I said it was like a bad outing is because, you did all that and you don't walk away with the win. Like, you think your main receiver going off for over 100, almost 50 yards. You think, hey, like, we got the win, right? Are you winning, son?
Nope.
You know? Like, no, it was a little upsetting to see them do that good. But then again, they were facing the Chargers, who have Justin Herbert, who's doing pretty good for them. And then on top of that, like Chris said, getting sacked 6 times does not help at all.
Not at all.
The spread is 5.5 on this game.
Yeah.
Which is kind of tough, though.
Yeah. It's going to be close, but
moving on.
give it to the Raiders to hopefully win this game.
I feel like this game is another 1-2-3. I hate to be like that for y'all.
I'll let you intro it.
It's Bengals at Dallas, and we all know after
I think it's easy.
against the game against the Buccaneers. Yeah, I think it's a 1-2-3. We all say our pick because it's that easy.
All right, boys.
Especially after Dak Prescott's injury against the Buccaneers.
Yeah, keep it rolling, dude.
I got it. I gotta roll with the Bengals. I mean, Joe Burrow's got to bounce back.
You didn't even let us do 1, 2, 3, dude.
Well,
this
all
is
right,
some
1, 2.
unity.
I feel
All
like
right.
we've said 1, 2, 3 and then done 3, 2, 1.
Well, whatever it
switch it
is,
up?
I feel
2,
like
1, 3?
we're all gonna.
Let's just all try to do it at the same time.
Without saying anything?
Without saying
Okay,
anything,
okay.
just on vibes. You ready? Okay. Starting now.
Bengals.
We're close.
Bengals are winning this game easily. Joe Burrow
Chris got
bounce
impatient. I was about to prolong this. Dude, make this more than 30 seconds for this game.
The Bengals bounce back game. It starts here.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
what
a
they
game
go
to
on a
bounce back
significant
on.
I
run
hope
after this.
so.
What a
I
game to
hope
bounce
so,
back on.
yeah.
You're literally
Even
facing a
if
team
Dak
without
was
their
there,
star
they were
player.
still going to win this game. So.
Away.
I would have
But we
given.
gave it a little bit more time.
I would have given Dak a little bit more presence in terms of making this a
100%.
difference a game. But am I sold on Cooper Rush? No. Could he deliver a Cowboys a win? Maybe. But the spread is at 7.5. Cincinnati's favorite to 275 over under. That's 41. They're not expecting the Cowboys to score.
You could see a different Cowboys quarterback next week or the week following if
Jimmy
he's
G?
really bad.
Ooh.
Just saying.
You thinking
Just
of
saying.
trade skis?
I don't know. I
don't
think
think so
even a signing of somebody that's not on a team right now, they might.
Okay.
If he's really bad, Jerry Jones is not going to have him continue to start for 5 to 6 weeks.
I mean,
No, exactly.
But
I feel like
we'll see what happens with that.
Houston.
only time will tell.
Houston.
We
Houston, we have a
issue.
problem.
Yeah.
Houston, we do have a problem.
Two
Not a
teams that have
fan.
never had a win so far.
Yeah.
This is an
But
anti-Houston podcast.
one team didn't lose.
Why
so.
are you anti-Houston? What'd they do to you?
Got stranded in their airport.
Okay.
Oh man, who hasn't
Luckily,
been?
my boy Teddy, shout out Big Ted and his wife, they picked me up from the airport. I had no luggage, nothing.
Bare bone
Bought
man.
me some clothes and a toothbrush. Took me out to dinner. It was nice, but this
Hey,
is
take me out to dinner,
not
baby.
a fan of Houston. I'm rolling with Denver. Bounce back week
Whoa,
for
after all that hospitality you
bounce
got.
back week for Russ at home. How you doing?
Keep her
moving.
And then moving, we
Yeah,
kept
we'll
it.
keep her moving. I think I'm going to go with Denver as well. Russ has to win. If you lose to Houston, you're freaking pathetic. So,
Without looking, who's the quarterback of Houston right now? Without looking.
Davis
Who is it?
Mills.
Yep. Mr. Long Neck.
Yeah, long neck. He's like a giraffe. He reminds me of the Toys R Us mascot. But shout out to Jeffrey. But I'm going with the Broncos and Russell Wilson.
Making a comeback. Toys R Us
there are still Toys R Us in Canada.
They're
dude.
coming
And
back
I love
to
Toys
you.
R Us when I was a
Good.
kid. I don't know about you guys, but Toys R Us
That was
Hey.
the spot.
the best.
I
was a
think we
spot.
can all agree. This is a pro Toys R Us podcast.
Pro
Yep,
Toys R Us
yeah.
podcast.
As much as we're
100%.
anti a lot of things,
We love Jeffrey
we're pro-
here. Jeffrey's the mascot
Oh,
of
dude,
this.
the
Dude,
memes alone.
Dude, we should
Hey.
just put Jeffrey in a Davis Mills jersey.
that'd be sick.
He might be better.
He might be better. He could see over the offensive line.
I mean, with that long ass neck, you better look over
Hey,
the
you know where I bought my LeBron James rookie card?
Where? Houston.
Toys R Us.
Not Houston. Toys R Us.
The Toys R
Okay.
Us in Houston.
Shout out to
Shout
Toys R Us. bro,
Toys R Us
seriously.
somewhere
let's
in
get back,
Illinois.
let's get back to football, boys.
Foosbag.
All right.
Football's for the
Alright.
devil.
We
I'm
will-
going with the
Mama
Broncos.
shares.
I'm
Hey.
gonna keep it moving. Although I said Houston Texans are gonna be a surprise team of this year in terms of they're gonna be better than what a lot of people are expecting them to be. I will have to go against them in this game because coming off this loss, I cannot see this Denver Broncos team, losing games like that, especially like a game against Seattle, who is expected not to do so well, right?
I
so
agree.
it is what it is. Now I'm gonna bring it up to all of you two.
All right.
Each of you get your piece here. All right, Chris, you're gonna start us off, and then Joey, you're gonna close it off.
Let's do it.
Ready? I'm gonna let you guys go in 3, 2, 1. Who's playing?
Chicago Bears.
Against who?
The Green Bay Packers.
If you guys can't tell right there, Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears. This is
Here's
Sunday Night Football.
Oh, yeah.
You guys always get these games, man.
Great game.
What's up?
It's one of the
And it's
greatest
usually-
rivalries in all of sports,
And it's
man.
usually early in the year, too.
Well, last year when it was at Lambeau, it was Sunday night too.
But
We were working the Buccaneers
It was-
game.
yeah, it was
We
late.
had to miss it.
Mm-hmm. We caught in the car.
Yeah, we caught the end of it.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Devontae's nice touchdown.
Hey, no one cares. New year. They counted us out last week. And they're going to count us out again this week.
Yep. Green Bay is favored -10. So
Minus
touchdown and a
10?
field goal.
That's a lot. I'm rolling with my boys. Nothing else more to say. If you don't rock with us, you don't rock with us. Joe, make your peace.
That's it. That's all you gotta say.
That's all I got to say.
right,
What
About
else,
his own squad, bro.
What
You
else
believe
could
this
there
guy?
be?
I know. Well,
What else could there be to say?
all I gotta say is the Packers looked like hell against the Vikings, and after last season and Rodgers' remarks, where he came up with this headline, "I still own you" to the Bears. There is no doubt in my mind that the Packers are going to win this game. Hell, they need to win this game because of that statement. If Rodgers doesn't back it up, it's probably the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. Probably more pathetic than Russell Wilson losing to the Houston Texans. So, if so, all I gotta say is, Aaron, take the receivers out to dinner, bring them over to the crib. Do a little ayahuasca. I don't know what you guys need to do. I don't know what you guys need to do. But make sure the kid doesn't drop the ball. Make sure we actually give it to 28 and 33. Aaron Jones only had 8 touches against the Minnesota Vikings. That's an issue. That's a really big issue. Joe Barry, what the hell? Defense needs to show up. Devondre Campbell, be a leader. Let's do it, man. Packers are going to win this game and go on a run.
Is Alan Lazard coming back?
Lazard practiced today. For the first time in 2 weeks since getting his ankle stepped on. And Bakhtiari was in pads at practice today. So
full contact or
full contact. It's looking
Chugging
like
beers?
It's looking like he'll be back. I wish.
down and bruised on the sideline?
It's looking like David
Austin, where
Bakhtiari
you
will
go?
finally.
I'm tired of this
finally be
Packers
back.
talk. No one cares, honestly. No one cares.
just
This
getting
is-
You're the only one that's
like,
that,
no one
bro.
honestly.
I actually
like,
want to hear this guy.
Nobody really cares.
He's not
going
to
to
be here all the time.
Bro.
I want to hear his
No one
Packers think,
cares,
especially on a
bro.
week like this
Come
against
on,
the
no.
Chicago Bears.
Come on,
Give me that
no.
paper. I should have brought the cheese head, baby.
Do it. Yeah,
I
you should have brought the
I
cheese
should have
head.
brought the
I
cheese
picked
head.
that up in the
Yo.
Milwaukee
Probably-
airport. I still own
He
you.
probably
Serious?
left it at his boyfriend's
Serious?
house.
Rodgers is gonna back
Serious?
it up.
I'm running with this. I'm running with the pack. And I got to, bro. Aaron Rodgers, especially after a loss to the Minnesota Vikings.
Hey.
You think he's going to lose to the Bears?
Hell no.
Are you stupid? Have you
Count
not
us
seen this
out.
your entire life?
Count us out, bro.
It's the
Go
Bears, for God's sakes. And it's Sunday Night Rodgers. Sunday Night Rodgers. You know when it says, Raw is Jericho? Sunday Night Football is Rodgers. I'm telling you. Rodgers against the Bears, no shot in the world that he does not win this game. There's no shot that he
You know who's
doesn't put up
better?
at least 3 passing touchdowns. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to take over this game. He's going to have one of those games that's like, all right,
bro.
silence the critics. We're back on track.
Cool
Let's go to work. Aaron
Cool
Rodgers in the
off.
pack.
Cool
Let's
off.
get it.
Hey, someone get this guy a
Cool
Coors, huh?
off, dude.
Hey, get this guy a Coors, huh? He's thirsty, huh?
Get me a
off.
Miller Lite.
Uh-oh.
Cool
Because
off.
Coors don't pay me enough. Shout out to Brock Lesnar.
All right,
You
we'll
know-
move on
you
to...
know who's better
What's
than
up, bro?
Aaron Rodgers?
Let me hear it.
Monday night. Ryan Tannehill. No, I'm just kidding. Josh Allen.
Yeah,
Whoa,
the
Josh
first-
Allen's younger.
Yeah. All right, we got the first of 2 Monday Night Football games.
Yeah, 2. That's wild.
We have the Tennessee
Super
Titans
wild.
facing the Buffalo Bills, and this one kicks off at 7:15.
Wild squared.
Guys, who you going with? Who you going with, Christopher? Since you're so amped up.
Chris is over here acting like a clown. So
Acting like
let's see what he says.
I'm rolling with the probable MVP and the potential Super Bowl champions.
Do it.
The Buffalo Bills.
Gross. Ew, ew, ew.
I'm rolling with them. You guys could go ahead.
Go ahead, Joey. You
Come
got
on. Who you got? Who you got?
Shout out to Buffalo Chips in Bonita Springs, Florida. I go there every day from wing night on Mondays. $1 wings, fantastic.
like
Buffalo
7
Bills bar,
times a week.
Bills Mafia. I'm gonna be there Monday night for wing night. Let's go, Buffalo Bills, Bills Mafia, taking the win in convincing fashion once again.
All right, I'm glad you're quick so we can make it to Wing It Wednesday here in Flanny's. All right?
Okay, yeah,
All right.
yes sir.
I also have to pee.
Me too, bro.
Soon.
High five.
We're a game
let's
away.
cross streams,
We're a
bro.
game away. Okay, that's weird.
This is an anti-crossing stream podcast.
All right, so
Just to make
Buffalo
that clear.
is favored to win this game. I'm rocking with Buffalo. Them and Tennessee have been kind of at odds with each other the last couple of years, but Buffalo's easily gotten the upper hand for the most part.
Oh yeah.
So when it comes to face-to-face, it's not very good for Buffalo. I mean, for the Titans.
Whoa.
They did come off a bad loss against the Giants, where a lot of people were expecting them to win for the Titans. But Buffalo just came off a pretty outstanding win against the Los Angeles Rams. Not much to say. Buffalo -10, minus 480 on the money line, and 48 is the over/under. Now we're gonna get to the last Monday night game, which should be the original Monday night game. 8:15 kickoff. We have the Minnesota Vikings versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are one of my other surprise teams this year. A lot of people, even though, yes, they were in the playoffs last year, I think they got better as a whole during the offseason. Huh?
Rough game.
Too close.
Yeah.
The playoff game. I meant rough game.
Oh,
Rough game. But
It was brutal for everyone in attendance.
The Eagles are -2?
Yes, they are.
Come on. Vikings are
-2,
winning
minus
this game.
130, 50.5 is over/under.
Vikings are winning this game.
You think the
I
Vikings?
think this
Okay.
is. I think Dalvin Cook needs to have a good rushing game because he really didn't last week. He didn't need to though either, because no offense, Joe, Justin Jefferson kind of beat you guys single-handedly,
yep.
running all over the field. So as long as they contain AJ Brown, which they don't need. They don't really need to even worry about him because Justin Jefferson is better than A.J. Brown. I'm going with Vikings here.
All right, Joey, I'll let you close this off. I'll let you close this off, but let me go back on Chris on that.
I saw his reaction.
The odds of Justin Jefferson having the same game he had against the Packers is insane. You cannot replicate that, all right? As much as I feel bad for Joey for like that happening to him, it's just like the odds of him going off like that again, slim to none, dude. Like, and especially you just put all that tape on the field for the Eagles to scout and give an entire week to prep for. No shot, bro. No shot. I'm rolling with the Eagles. I think very highly of this team. Oh my God, I gave you the Vikings. I mean myself the Vikings. This is such a mess.
Who guards him? Darius Slay? And then what?
Yeah.
Adam Thielen
Well, who
runs
knows?
around.
Yeah, no, Slay is definitely gonna get cooked. But like, dude, the Eagles are not gonna just let him walk all over him like that. And like, there's no shade towards the Packers. I just feel like week one is hard to kind of expect a lot of things.
Whoa.
So, go ahead.
All right. So to close out the picks, and this is the last game, last pick. Yeah, the Vikings did just mess my team up pretty bad, and it was
That
a
team right there, dude.
really, really, really convincing win.
They might win the division.
But at the same time, I know what the Vikings are made of. I know who they are. I know what they're built of. They choke. They don't win.
Primetime Kirk Cousins.
There's a reason
So
why they
I'm
have an
gonna say
empty trophy case that's filled with dust balls.
That sucks.
The thing about the Vikings, and specifically the thing about Kirk Cousins, is that he's historically terrible on Monday Night Football. So I'm riding with the Birds, baby. I'm riding with the Birds. Philly, Jalen Hurts, and A.J. Brown taking over.
All right.
Philly wins this game. I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota actually does and proves me wrong. But I'm going to go with Philly. Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't.
Speaking of dust balls,
I don't
awesome.
blame you. I don't blame you. What's with the dust balls? What's up, bro? What you trying to say?
Good.
You're the one that mentioned it. What's up with dust balls?
No, it's your pick. Speaking of dust balls.
I did pick.
You already
Eagles.
picked?
If you're listening.
Oh yeah, I'm going Minnesota too. I'm riding against you, bro.
It's not surprising. That's why you're like,
whatever, dude.
you lost the game over me, but it's all good.
Hey, I have
It's all good.
a lot of gambles.
Hey,
out
first
this
place
week.
ain't easy, baby.
Hey, it ain't.
For now.
You're right.
It's
You're
week one.
right. You're right.
Week one.
We'll see.
For now.
I'm not gonna
We'll
lie.
see.
I'm not gonna lie, boys. I'm not gonna lie. I had a really good week, right? So Dolphins got the dub. Got 6 wins in fantasy in all 6 of my leagues. Came out on top on the game picks.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
it's not. It ain't easy being this good, you know. But,
okay.
This is gonna come back to bite me.
Jesus.
I'm boasting way too much, but you know, I'm really happy football's back. And
Oh, it's awesome.
it's like win loss, it doesn't matter. Like football is back, and like just can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun.
Love it.
Any final says before you guys get off?
All I gotta say is big bounce back win for the Packers coming up.
Go
Go
Pack,
Pack,
go.
go.
Go Pack, go.
The Bears still suck.
Yeah.
All on you, dude.
I mean, this is a rebuild year for us. So if we win this game, it's huge.
Are the Bears gonna shock the world?
It's gonna be.
They could.
It's a good week. It's a good. Hey.
Not very confident right now because I didn't really see much to like look forward to. We already
Hey.
talked about it, but it's just like,
It's
win
alright.
the damn game. Be
It's
good.
alright.
Nah, this is your guys' week.
It is.
You guys got it.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm hyped. Hopefully the Dolphins can produce a win against the Ravens. Hopefully one of your guys' teams win. If you guys end in a tie, I'm gonna be so like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die of
there will
laughter.
be no tie. I'd rather lose than have a tie. Low key.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway.
Yeah.
That pretty much sums it up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and come back next week. Maybe not have Joey here. Joey will be a reoccurring guest. You guys will see him from
I'm a
time to time.
reoccurring guest.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be here from time to time. I don't live as close to these guys as I can, but I try to be on the show whenever I can.
For sure. Well, I appreciate you sliding through this week, Joey, and hopefully Packers get a win because that's what I'm riding with, baby. Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go, baby. Yeah.